To work the K-fab with 2 elongated stitches, first you'll knit into the front of your stitch, wrapping the yarn twice to create an elongated stitch. Then knit into the back leg of that stitch, wrapping the yarn twice for your second elongated stitch, and you have increased by 1. Right, I will show you a second time here. Knit into the front leg of the stitch, wrapping twice. You might have to hold on to that wrap, and then knit into the back leg of the stitch, wrap it twice, and then remove that stitch from the left needle, and again you have increased by 1 with 2 elongated stitches. I'll show you one more time. Knit into the front, wrap twice, knit into the back, wrap twice, and you have increased by 1 more. On the wrong side rows, when you come to a regular stitch, you will purl it. Then when you come to these double wrap stitches, you slide your needle in purlwise, slip the first loop off, and let the second loop slip off the needle as well. This will create an elongated stitch. Slip it off, purl the regular stitches, then you slip that first loop off purlwise and let the second one fall off, and purl the regular stitches. For the 1x1 right cable, you will bring the tip to the front of the work and knit into that second stitch. Wrap the yarn twice, but don't remove that stitch. Knit into the first stitch and just work a regular knit stitch, then take both off. Now you have that right cross with 1 elongated stitch. Here I will work 1 elongated stitch, just wrapping twice. Now I'll show you again. It might help to pull that stitch out a bit. Knit into the second stitch, wrapping twice to create your 1 elongated stitch. Then knit onto the first stitch, 1 regular knit stitch, and then take both stitches off. Here's a regular elongated stitch, wrapping twice. And I'll show you this one more time. Bring the right needle through the second stitch, wrapping twice, leave it on there, knit through the first stitch, and take both stitches off. Now here's the left cable. Bring the tip of your right needle behind the work and to the front between the first and second stitches on the left needle. You'll knit into the second stitch on the left needle, but don't remove that stitch. Knit into the first stitch on the left needle, wrapping the yarn twice for your elongated stitch, then remove both worked stitches from the left needle. Here's 1 elongated stitch. Now we'll show you again. Bring the tip of the right needle behind the work and then to the front between the first and second stitches. Knit into the second stitch, don't remove it, knit into the first stitch, wrapping twice for your elongated stitch, then remove both stitches. There we go. Here's another regular elongated stitch, just wrap twice. And I'll show you one more time. Bring your needle behind the work and up between the first 2 stitches there. Knit into the second stitch, then knit into the first stitch, wrapping twice for your elongated stitch. And there's your left cross with 1 elongated stitch. Now for the right cable with 2 elongated stitches, bring the tip of the needle to the front of the work and knit into the second stitch on the left needle, wrapping the yarn twice for your first elongated stitch. Then knit into the first stitch on the left needle, wrapping twice, and take both worked stitches off. You have a right cross now. I'll show you this again. Bring the tip of the right needle to the front of the work. You might need to pull that second stitch out a bit. knit into it, wrapping twice, leave it there, and knit into the first stitch, wrapping twice, then remove both. You have another right cross with 2 elongated stitches. Here's the left cross with 2 elongated stitches. You'll bring the tip of your right needle to the back and up between the first 2 stitches, knit into the second stitch, wrapping twice, knit into the first stitch, wrapping twice, and then take both worked stitches off the left needle. You have a left cross with 2 elongated stitches. All right, again, you'll bring your right needle to behind the work and then to the front between the first and second stitches. You'll work into the second stitch, wrapping twice. Then you'll work into the first stitch, wrapping twice. Then take both of those worked stitches off of the left needle. And I'll show you one more time. Right needle goes to behind the work, then to the front between the first 2 stitches there. Knit into the second stitch, wrapping twice. Knit into the first stitch, wrapping twice. Then remove both stitches from the left needle.